Something huge is brewing. The Denver Nuggets are most likely going to make a huge trade this offseason, and Paul Pierce spoke out this week about a potential trade that he thinks would be elite for the Denver Nuggets to pursue. Amy Sutherland here, so excited to talk about this trade potential. But first, please hit the subscribe button. Only about 7% of you watching these videos are subscribed. Hit the subscribe button, join our Nuggets Digest community. Paul Pierce on a podcast this week spoke out about a DeMar DeRozan trade coming to the Denver Nuggets. I think this trade would be elite. And I want to break down why, but first I want to show you what Paul Pierce said. He said, for the next 5 years, if you've got the best player, you got to put some pieces around him. I feel like if they had a DeMar DeRozan with that team right now, with Joker, he don't need to be the best player or the second best player every night. Nikola Jokić has had too much pressure put on him by the Denver Nuggets. He has been required to be the first best player or the second best player if Jamal Murray's having one of his crazy nights every single game that the Denver Nuggets play. Nikola Jokić always steps up. Almost always. There's been some games where he doesn't and the Nuggets lose. But he has consistently stepped up and proved that he can do that. That's why he's the best player in the world right now. But imagine in the regular season if Nikola Jokić didn't have to expend that much energy every single game. If we had a third option that could actually be a third option in DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan has played for 16 seasons in the league. He's definitely a veteran who knows the right moments to step up, the right moments to take the shots. Let's talk about DeMar DeRozan's stats. I want to show you these. This was last season. Okay, in his 16th season in the NBA, he averaged 22.2 points, almost 4 rebounds, 4.4 assists per game. He shot almost 48% from the field and was averaging almost 33% from the three-point range. I am so impressed with DeMar DeRozan. Honestly, I thought after he got traded from the Bulls that he was going to have an end to his career, that he was going to just kind of silently go out of the league. But this season for the Kings, he really stepped it up. He shot 38% on corner threes, which is where the Denver Nuggets seriously had a lack this postseason. Many players were expected to make those corner threes and nobody could do it. DeMar DeRozan shooting almost 40% from the corner three seems like a match made in heaven, seriously, for the Denver Nuggets. Paul Pierce went on to say this about who DeMar DeRozan would be traded for. He said, he's going to give you more than what Michael Porter Jr. gave you. You know what I'm saying? If he comes out there and gives you a solid 15 points on a good night, gives you a double-double, which he can do, that's who I would target. I am all for this trade. I have seen so many trades out in the universe, and we're going to continue talking about all of those just because it's a great thought experiment to chat about those. But this trade has been by far my favorite. Now, I'm not sure if the Kings will be into this trade just because the value of Michael Porter Jr. has seriously decreased, especially this postseason and last postseason run. Michael Porter Jr. really struggled. So if I'm the Kings, I definitely am taking that into account. However, that being said, the Kings are in a serious rebuilding phase right now. They just traded De'Aaron Fox. They got Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine and Michael Porter Jr., I'm curious. I would be so curious to see them play together. Zach LaVine driving, kicking, Michael Porter Jr. out there ready for the three. I'm into this. If I'm the Kings, I'm into this. If I'm the Nuggets, I'm into this. Letting DeMar DeRozan come over. I also wanted to show you Michael Porter Jr.'s stats and compare them to DeMar DeRozan. So Michael Porter Jr. averaged about 4 less points. He did average more rebounds per game just due to his height. DeMar DeRozan is 6'2", MPJ is 6'10", so MPJ is definitely a guy that can go in there and grab more rebounds, but DeMar DeRozan had almost 3 more assists per game. They shot very similar percentages from 3-point and from the field. MPJ did shoot about 50% from the 3-point from the corner three, which is better than what DeMar DeRozan can get for you. But MPJ wasn't the one that was taking all of the corner threes during the postseason. It was Peyton Watson. It was Russell Westbrook. So having DeMar DeRozan out there as a backup 1 or a backup 2 would really elevate the Nuggets bench and the starters. That's been the Nuggets' problem, is lack of depth and lack of starters that can play with the bench, that can stagger with the bench. DeMar DeRozan would be elite at coming off the bench or being a starter that can play with the bench, that can stay in for extra minutes and play with the bench, elevating the floor of the bench. This trade seems too good to be true, so I'm doubting it's going to happen. That all being said, I agree with Paul Pierce. We need to maximize Nikola Jokic's time. The Denver Nuggets need to show Nikola Jokić that they're willing to go out there and get somebody that will actually elevate the Denver Nuggets. In a previous video, I discussed Michael Porter Jr. and his flaws with the Denver Nuggets. Personally, he doesn't fit in with the Denver Nuggets anymore. DeMar DeRozan could come in and he could be a great veteran presence. We already have DeAndre Jordan. Who knows what will happen with him coming next season? Russell Westbrook just announced that he's having hand surgery. I don't know what's going to happen with him next season. We need a veteran presence. Nikola Jokić and Jamal Murray are getting to the point where they're veterans in the league. However, DeMar DeRozan would be a true veteran presence on the court, calming everyone down in the locker room, making sure everybody is held accountable. DeMar DeRozan is a great trade for the Denver Nuggets. He would elevate every aspect of what the Denver Nuggets are facing. Like I said, I thought he was on the downhill when he left the Bulls and went to the Kings. But he really stepped it up. When the Nuggets played the Kings, it seemed like he tore us apart. He just picked us apart. He picked the Denver Nuggets apart. He's impressive to watch still in his 16th season in the NBA. I hope this trade happens. It's such a fun trade rumor. And I hope that we can see the Nuggets make a trade that will show Nikola Jokić that we value him, that the Denver Nuggets value him, that the Nuggets organization values him. Because we as fans, we value him. We want to see all-stars around Nikola Jokić. That all being said, let me know your thoughts on this DeMar DeRozan potential trade. This is just a proposed trade from Paul Pierce, one that I thought I'd chat about. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any other people that you would like to see on the Denver Nuggets. And until next time, go Nuggets.